Hi, Red. How are you doing, sleepy kitty? Don't give me that look. Look at me. Oh, you hate me. Okay, so, it's book club, and I asked everyone a question. I asked them why they gave a crap about the characters and their story. And I am reading 2 books, and the thing is, one of them is nonfiction, so I can't exactly answer that. Well, okay, the first book I'm reading is called The Wizard of Quarks, and it's not technically nonfiction. It was in the nonfiction section, okay? And it's The Wizard of Oz, except everything is restructured so that it can explain particle physics through metaphor, basically, because everything in here is a metaphor. And the thing that I find really cool about that is my dad always says that we're pagan, okay? He always says that religion should be explained through stories, and I love the idea of extending that to science, because it can be so hard to understand things sometimes, but especially the more complicated it gets, because they tell you one thing and they say this is true all the time, and then when you get to higher grades or something, they say, okay, it's not true all the time. Okay, maybe it's never true. Okay, maybe it's only true in this one case, but only under, like, when the moon is full and blah blah blah. So I think, like, it's kind of hard to get through because it is so scientific, but it's also kind of really fun. And this guy, Robert Gilmore, also has 2 classic fables of physics, Alice in Quantumland and Scrooge's Cryptic Carol. I don't know what the Cryptic Carol is about, though. It's, 3 Midnight Visitors, Science Past, Science Present, and Science Future. It's just about modern physics, but quantum physics is definitely Alice in Quantumland. The other book I'm reading is not actually this one, it's the 3rd one in this series. The 3rd one's called Diva by Jillian Larkin. The whole series is called The Flappers by Jillian Larkin. The first one is Vixen, the second one is Ingenue, and then the 3rd one is Diva. The 3rd one is on my Kindle, and my cat is sleeping on my Kindle. So, yeah. Anyways, I got the first book for Christmas 2 years ago, and then I got this one last year, and then I downloaded the 3rd one illegally after I finished this one. There are like 4 main characters. There's Gloria, who is this rich white girl who goes to sing and speakeasies, and then falls in love with a black piano player. And there's her best friend Lorraine, who is kind of jealous that, like, her friend is sort of, like, slipping away from her and doing all these things without her. And then there's Clara, who is Gloria's cousin, and is coming from the East Coast after she miscarried some politician's bastard child. And then there's Vera, who is said black piano player's younger sister. The problem is, like, Gloria is the main character, she's the catalyst, she's the reason all of this even happens, and I don't care about Gloria. I don't like Gloria at all. Like, Gloria is so... Like, I understand she hasn't really come into herself, but the type of story she has is overplayed, and there isn't really anything new added to it, and there's this constant focus of what would happen to Gloria if people found out she was dating a black guy. Dude, if people found out this black guy was dating a white girl, he would be murdered. And, like, there's this... Do you not see how those are, like, not the same thing? How, like, she's not gonna be murdered. She'll be disgraced, maybe. But, like, she's not gonna be murdered. And then Lorraine started to get interesting in the second book. Like, she had this crush on her best guy friend, even though best guy friend was clearly not interested, right? And then in the second book, that falls apart. She finds someone new, and she starts to become this badass bitch. And I'm just like, okay, Lorraine's starting to get interesting. And then the third book starts, and then, like, suddenly she's harping on the best guy friend again, and she's going, like, psycho, oh, he's not really engaged. He must have just sent me this fake thing to make me jealous. Yeah. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with this author for writing that story? And, like, why is she harping back on this guy again? Can she, like, be doing something else? Because, I do not like Lorraine. Vera is awesome. She has street smarts. She goes to save her brother from these gangsters, and she ends up falling in love with this trumpet player all the while, and she's snarky. I like Vera. And I also like Clara. Now, I actually am really sympathetic to Clara's story. She's coming from her country family and going out to a strange city, and her family is just not supportive of her at all. She had an affair with this politician, she got pregnant, and then she miscarried, and one of the things is they don't really deal with any of, like, the emotional turmoil Clara could have after miscarrying. And it really does, like, it's because it's supposed to, like, be the secret that you don't find out to the end. And I think the story would be a lot more interesting if they focused on her issues that she has now that, like, she's miscarried. I would like to see her try and heal from that, but it doesn't, like, happen. It's like she didn't suffer anything for that. But I do, like, I am really sympathetic because she's going to her family and, like, and she's hoping to get this support system, but they're just not giving it to her. And I know, like, when I went to my family with my troubles, I was very worried that they wouldn't be understanding, that they wouldn't be helpful. And I was lucky enough that they were helpful, and they were as understanding as they could be. And that they were open to discussion. They were saying, what do you need? But she's just not receiving any of that. I can't wait to finish the third book. Oh my gosh. But I'm not entirely sure if I would recommend this. Honestly, if I'm recommending historical fiction about the 20s, I would go with Bright Young Things by Anna Godberson. It's been a while since I've read it. I will see you guys next week. I have to go wake up my cat. Bye!